This is so hard to say, obviously. But look, it boils down to this. If I'm one of those Eastern Conference teams, I can't give up. I don't think I can outbid the Lakers without knowing I'm going to keep Kawhi. Boston could do it, but without knowing I'm keeping Kawhi long term, I would not go there. Now, if I'm the Celtics, I would be willing. I would offer now Gordon Hayward. Gordon Hayward got to go. And you can be, that's cold-blooded. First of all, you were cold-blooded to Isaiah Thomas, number one. Secondly, you would be sending him to a great organization, the San Antonio Spurs, where he might be able to develop into a star.
Just Gordon Hayward?
No, Gordon Hayward. And I would give up the Memphis pick, too.
Okay,
they have a future first pick. Not the Kings pick. The Memphis pick is protected through 8 next year, and then a minimal protection.
Well, I think by the way, I think the Spurs would do that. I think
you think they would do Hayward and the Memphis pick?
I do, because I think it gives them, the part of the math that people aren't doing when it comes to the young players with the Lakers and the offer I said yesterday, which was Ball and Ingram. And
they don't want Ball, reportedly.
But
or more
does
so
Pop want to
LeBron.
have to rebuild his final 2 years? This has been 25 years since the guy had to rebuild. Like, you could argue he's never had to rebuild. When he got there, they had David Robinson already. Mm-hmm. They had one bad year because Robinson got hurt. He's never rebuilt. You want to make him do that as his exit to San Antonio? The Hayward thing's interesting. I think it's fat. Go ahead, C.
What about the pick?
The Memphis pick?
The Memphis pick, Rozier and Hayward to San Antonio.
I would do that. Because you're going to have trouble keeping all these guys.
Because San Antonio needs a guard.
Yeah. And they have DeJounte Murray.
I understand, but that combination, Rozier makes them a lot better.
And you keep Kyrie. Look, you got Kyrie on a max deal. Al Horford on a max deal.
That's a hell of a basketball team.
So Kyrie, Jaylen Brown, Kawhi Leonard, Jason Tatum, and Al Horford's your starting 5. You still got Marcus Morris. You still got Marcus Smart if you want it. Woo. Yeah, I would give up Rozier. And that's a nice haul for San Antonio.
Well, Boston is saying they won't even give up Jaylen Brown in a deal unless they get a commitment from Kawhi.
I like Brown better than Hayward in the future.
But hold on. But what about right now? He's
close enough. Right. If I have Kawhi and Kyrie and Jason Tatum, those are going to be my 3 leading scorers.
Yes.
Where's Gordon Hayward fit into that? I know Jaylen Brown can be effective as a 15-point scorer who plays great defense. Can Hayward settle into that type of role? Because I think those other 3 guys are better.
So
Tatum may not be yet.
Because for Philly is the one we talk about the least. Philly reportedly is only offering Saric and Covington. That's not enough. Period, point blank, at least to me.
Well, it's because they don't know. I think Philly, since they don't have as much depth as Boston, they run more of a risk of, if Kawhi leaves after 1 year, you've really depleted yourselves if you give up too much. I'm with you. I'd love to see him in Philly, but they have to be really careful.
Why wouldn't Philadelphia go after Paul George? No compensation. Why wouldn't they just go after him?
You wonder, are they getting intel that he's not considered? Because, look, these teams
it's either OKC or LA.
Yeah. Okay. And here's the thing for the Lakers. I still believe, despite a lot of the talk about George staying on OKC, at the end of the day, he's going to say Lakers.
Really?
I believe that. I don't know it for a fact, but I believe he'll go to the Lakers, and that could clear the way for LeBron.
Look, the other report that's out there is a straight-up Kyrie for Kawhi trade. Both of those guys are going to be playing basically 1 more year. Yeah. Both have hinted they want to end up somewhere else after next year. What do you think about that?
The thing that scares me about that for Boston is that they're stacked with forwards. Hayward, Tatum, Brown can play there if he wants. Horford, Marcus Morris, but they aren't stacked with point guards. Rozier was good, really good in the playoffs, but at times he faltered. So I would want to keep Kyrie. I think Kawhi is a better player because obviously he's a better defender, but I don't think I'd do it at this point.
Can I bring up the side piece of that? If Kyrie is on the table for Kawhi, would you not consider finding out if you can do the 3-team trade of Kyrie to the Knicks, LeBron to the Celtics, and in a sign-and-trade? If you would trade Kyrie for Kawhi and add that forward there, not you.
You think LeBron wants to play in Boston?
That's the question. I'm not sure. how much he wants to play there. Because remember, we're talking about family and considerations and all that.
Of course, that is the family part of it is obviously going to be a big part of this decision. But we all agree that would be immediately his best chance to win a title, better than signing outright with Houston.
It feels like LeBron and the information coming out, LeBron feels better staying in Cleveland than going to Boston. That's why we haven't got that.
No, Boston, listen, one of the reasons I think Boston hasn't been discussed is because we don't think LeBron's that interested in it. The other reason, though, was there was no way to fit him there, right? He couldn't sign there outright, and who's Boston going to do in a sign-and trade? The only piece that made sense was Kyrie, and the other reason was because Kyrie's there. If they're shopping, if they're considering trading Kyrie for Kawhi, I would consider trading him for LeBron. It would have to be a 3-team trade for the thing to work.
And you would have to get the commitment long-term from LeBron. You know...
Would you?
Yeah, well, you're right. If you get him for 1 year,
I mean,
you got Kawhi for 1 year, you got LeBron for 1 year.
From Kawhi.
The first thing they need to do, and maybe they've done it, sit down with Kyrie and find out where his head is at. Just say, look, we understand we weren't on your list of teams that you wanted to go to. We want to build around you. Make sure he knows that. But look, are you committed to us? We understand why you didn't sign an extension. It makes sense financially. But are you committed to us? If things go well this year, will you stay? If he's committed to staying, then I just keep him.
The other piece of this that people need to understand is the Spurs don't have to rush, but the Lakers do. And that's why I think the Lakers are most likely sometime this weekend to make a Godfather-style offer. Because the Spurs Kawhi's trade value doesn't decrease between now and September. But his value to the Lakers decreases enormously between now and September.
Yep.
And so if you're the Lakers, like Boston can wait. Philly could even wait. The Spurs can wait and see what
the Spurs should wait. Let the Lakers sweat. You know, make them, like you said, make them come with this Godfather offer. Take your time, sit back, and get as much as you can from them. Because I think, like I said, unless Boston offers some of the things we're talking about, I don't think Philly will outbid L.A. But if I'm not sure I like Gordon Hayward, the Memphis pick, better than a real haul from
Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Man, especially even if they don't like ball, Ingram, Kuzma, Josh Hart, a couple picks.
That's a lot.
I mean, you are. If you believe Ingram's going to be a 20+ a game scorer, 22, 24 point a game scorer, you like Kuzma, he fits into what they do. Then all of a sudden you're good. You're not ready to contend yet, but you've got the building blocks of it.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.